So this is a model number PR4218. 42 is the CC and 18 is the bar length. And here is your pull start. This is, they call this the EPS, effortless pull starting. We'll see. Actually, it started pretty good. There's your fuel pump. There is your gas fill right there. There's your choke, and there's your stop button, and the squirrel's back there. Here it is, and it's sitting on the wood pile. I'm going to cut up with it today. Before I take it out in the woods, I want to make sure it runs okay. I did start it up right away, no issues. Okay, let's start this thing. You should be doing this on the ground with your foot, holding that down, but I got it up here so I can show you. Basically lock that, goes forward, pump this guy 10 times. Pull the choke out. Hear it kick. Put the choke back in. There you go. But before you do any of that, make sure you read the instructions, make sure you get some bar oil in it, and just go through it all so you know what you're doing. I did a couple test cuts just to make sure everything was good, and there's no problem. So I'm going to cut this pile up. It's been here for a long time. Some of it's going to be rotten, I won't be able to use, but a lot of it is burnable. It's good stuff, but again, it was here when I got here, and I'm just going to get rid of it. The only other thing other than instructions that came with it was this guard here, and it's just a cheesy plastic guard, but whatever. Again, this is kind of a budget chainsaw, and I'm just going to cut some wood to keep warm here over the winter. I'm not going to use it every day, so you know what, if this thing does give me issues, I have a backup. It starts with an M and it's yellow. Anyway, let's get to it. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's some kind of storm blowing in. It's really, the wind just picked up and stuff is flying around. Anyway, I'll try and get through this here. So here's our load of wood. The logs are about 6 feet long-ish, and it's about 6 feet wide and 4 or 5 feet tall. So it's probably, I think there's going to be some rod too, but it's going to be some wood anyway, maybe a half a cord or 2/3 of a cord. And that's it. So I'm going to stack that up because my wood shed is pretty much empty right now, and something's living in there as well. Something's been digging in there. Yeah, so something's been digging in here. Something maybe living in there. We'll find out. And the bottom row for sure is rotten, but the rest look okay. So I'm going to knock the bark off with this. This is a Wetterlings axe, and I got this before I even knew what it was. I knew it was a Wetterlings, but this is a Les Stroud Survivorman version. It didn't say it on the tags or anything, but this is what it is. It's a beautiful little axe. I think it's just under 22 inches, 2-pound head, I believe. It's a great little bushcraft axe. It's got that hammer end, but this is that axe. They no longer make it anymore, but I'm going to knock the bark off of these guys with this guy. While we're talking about axes, look at this beast. It's a vintage double bit 3.5-pound plumb. There's your chain adjustment. Forgot to mention, I only paid 189 bucks for this. I think it was on sale from $269, so pretty amazing deal. And on the bottom, it has a screwdriver socket tool. Pretty cool. I'm not really concerned about it, but I'm going to knock the bark off of some of it. A lot of it's just falling off anyway. I don't really want to hit this with the chainsaw. It's got a lot of dirt and crap in it, but I will. Not a big deal. All right, let's get this thing dirty. So I made this out of some crappy leftover 2x4s that were here, along with this pile of wood. And I just made a little log horse. Basically, it's about 15 inches wide, and the lengths I have are around 6 feet. So I'm just cutting it up and kind of eyeballing the length. I don't want big, huge ones for that little wood-burning stove. You know, like around 12 inches or so, 14 inches or so, it works out great. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it. The bigger ones I'll use in the fire pit. But anyway, yeah, seems to work well. And I already cut it a few times, but that's okay. That's my wood shed, and yes, it's empty. It's too small as well. It'll hold maybe 2 cords of wood. But the stuff we're going through today is not bad. So far, most of it's pretty good. That one's a little cheesy, but the rest are good. Picked up some cool stuff today. Went by a ranch that's not too far from here. They were selling off some stuff, and of course I went straight to the workshop and got this little beauty here. This is a record number 5 anvil, and I paid 20 bucks Canadian for it. That's like $1 US. And I got a couple nice hammers, and I also got something pretty cool, and I'll show you that right now. Yeah, so the saw is perfect for this. 4, 5, 6 inch logs. It's awesome. So far, so good. Okay, let's check the bar oil out. I don't know if you can see that, but it needs to be topped up for sure. Chain's looking good. Everything else is looking good. Looks like it's eating the bar oil, but let's see how much fuel I got. Yeah, tons of fuel. Haven't used it much, but definitely gonna top up that bar oil. All kinds of debris sitting under these trees for I don't know how many years. So far so good. Most of them are okay. Check this guy out. Yeah, that'll look good in the cabin. What do you think? And that to me looks like a 45-70 size hole. I guess still got about half of it to do. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to get the rest of it done, chop it up, get it in that small wood shed, and go from there. Anyway, I'll take you in the cabin here and show you what I was thinking of doing. We've changed some stuff around in there as well. We'll just do a quick look. Normally you would split this stuff on the ground. if it was a bigger diameter, but this is kind of small. So it's going on the block, and it's perfect size for the cabin. Anyway, let's take a look at it. Beauty. Beauty. No issues with that. Perfect size for the little wood burning stove in the cabin. All right, I'll show you the plan here. So we did actually change some stuff around inside the cabin, and we just changed the couch. The couch used to be against that wall and the chair, and now it kind of breaks up the room a little bit more, and you know, from the kitchen area. Anyway, so what we're going to do here, this area here is just going to be all wood right across here. We're going to stack, probably get a cord of wood in there at least, and that cabinet is gone. You know what? There's nothing in it but an old TV that nobody watches. So that'll be gone, and there'll be tons of wood here. And yeah, getting ready for the winter. Forgot I got this guy's wall for $1. I'll have to clean that up. All right, so no issues with the chainsaw. So far, so good. I did have to adjust the chain, of course, when I bought it. It was too tight, but everything else is working fine. No start issues. I think these things are known to eat oil, but I'll know better after a day in the woods. So I'm going to take this out. I've sharpened the chain up a bit. I'm going to take it out into the woods and see how it goes. Anyway, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and I'll talk to you soon.